Welcome aboard the Bitcoin Express. My name is Chase. Let's get to it. In today's video, we're going to talk about Blockchain 2.0. Now, those are cryptocurrency projects that you can build applications on top of, such as Ethereum. And this is different than Blockchain 0.1, which is something like Bitcoin, which is very simple and pretty much used just for money. Now, when it comes to Blockchain 2.0, Vitalik Buterin, the creator of Ethereum, he saw the problem with something like Bitcoin was that it's very limited. It can only be used for money, and he wanted to create something different. And as we know over these years, there are thousands of projects out there. Which one will survive? Let's get right to it. The first one I want to talk about is Tezos, right? And Tezos was not on many people's radar over the last couple years, but just over maybe the last 6 months, a lot of people heard about it. And mostly that was because of its price. It's really been performing well as opposed to all the other cryptocurrencies. Just in the last 3 months, it went from under $1, so 88 cents, to its current price today of $2. And even today, February 3rd, 2020, while everything is pretty much stagnant or up 1%, Tezos is up 5%. And people are trying to figure out, why is this cryptocurrency project, which is Blockchain 2.0, a project that's used to build applications on top of, why is it succeeding? So the first clue that we got when people started finding out about Tezos is Coinbase was showing a lot of love for it. They announced that they'll be trading it on Coinbase Pro, and then the very surprising news came out that Coinbase will let users stake Tezos to earn reward. So this would mean you would stake your Tezos or put it on Coinbase, and you would get a return. You would get a reward in return, and by staking, this helps people participate in the network and make it more secure, right? So everyone's still trying to figure out, why is Tezos pumping? And I can't believe that people are they're really missing a very popular story that came out a few months ago. And when I saw the story, I was thinking this must be the reason, but it seems that everyone forgot about it. Even today, February 3rd, 2020, people are figuring out, why is Tezos still pumping? The story that came out in November, that Tezos smart contracts were already being used by the French army. So they reported that the French army was utilizing this blockchain to validate its judicial expenses via a smart contract, and this was a way for them to record each cost using Tezos smart contracts. And when I saw this, I was thinking, this is huge news. I never really heard of a government or any real company, at least, using cryptocurrency smart contracts or blockchain projects. And as I was reading through this article back in November, it said that this news effectively is the first confirmation of a public entity issuing an operational smart contract on a blockchain network. So for the first time since I heard about cryptocurrency, I kept thinking, all these ideas are cool, but is anyone even going to use them? Do they have any use case? And I see here that it actually is being used by the army. And this was going on for quite some time, and they didn't announce it for a while. So it makes me wonder, does Coinbase know something? Does the rest of the world know something that majority don't? Is Tezos being used by more people than we know about at the moment and for more projects? So right now, Tezos actually looks like it's being used for something. But does this mean it's the best Blockchain 2.0 project? Well, I'm not sure. But let's move on to the next one, right? Ethereum. This is the one everyone heard of. When they think Blockchain 2.0, you think Ethereum. You can build applications on this, all kinds that you can think of. Now, in the past, Ethereum, it was really pretty much used for an ICO. So that's an initial coin offering. So cryptocurrency projects would easily build on top of Ethereum, because Ethereum is very simple to use in that regard, and they'd be able to build their own cryptocurrency project. And as we know, probably, I would even say 99, maybe 100%, or let's say 99.9% of those ICOs built on top of Ethereum were useless. Most of them have just faded away. You can't find them anywhere in the top 100 anymore. So this is what Ethereum was all about back in 2017. Now in 2020, we realized this is not really a use case for Ethereum. It seems that we were trying to find a use case, but it wasn't something that was a problem or something that was needed. And at the time, back in 2017, other than ICOs, a big thing for Ethereum was video games. Now, a lot of people, maybe over the age of, let's say, 25, they might not understand or grasp this concept of video games. It's really the new era. This is what kids are doing now, and it's actually becoming a career for some kids. Back in 2017, someone paid $170,000 for a crypto kitty. A crypto kitty was just, it's like a little digital game of crypto cats that you cannot copy. They're non-fungible, meaning they're unique, and people were trading them. And one was sold for up to $170,000. And again, you might think this is crazy because you're not used to this new world of video games. Just this past year, this kid on the screen in front of me participated in a Fortnite tournament, which is probably the most popular game today. And if you can see the picture on the screen, all these people, thousands of people, showed up to watch a kid play Fortnite. And you know how much this kid won? He won $3 million from this tournament. And this is just beginning. There's a huge market for video games. So coming back to blockchain 2.0, it's all about the killer application. Is somebody going to build something on top of these networks that people will use? We went over Tezos. We see that the French army is actually using Tezos smart contracts. And then we know that right now on Ethereum, what's very big are video games. There's, My Crypto Heroes. Crypto Kitties are still around. Another one called Gods Unchained, Hyper Dragons. Now, what's the problem with all these games? The problem is they have not been able to figure out how to scale or to accommodate many users. This crypto kitty, right, that was sold for $170,000, as that hype reached its peak in 2017, the whole system just slowed down. It crashed because Ethereum, the network, could not handle so many users. So this is a big problem, but of course this is technology. They are able to update, and we'll see what happens in the future. But so far, what I like about Tezos and Ethereum is they're actually doing something, as opposed to many projects who just have a big talk. They have a white paper, but they didn't actually do anything yet. Now, we went over the ICO phase for Ethereum, which looks like it died out. And now we talked about the video games in Ethereum, and this did not die out. It's still in the process. They just need to learn how to scale to more people. Now, the big thing everyone's talking about in cryptocurrency is decentralized finance, right? Decentralized finance is taking regular financial applications or services such as insurance, securities, assets in the real world, handing out loans, all of these things, right? Right now they're done with third parties, banks, corporations, which makes it very expensive. So decentralized finance is the concept of taking all of these services and making them decentralized, meaning that there is no third party that needs to interfere, or I guess intervene, to make these contracts work. And what people don't realize about the current system is when you do have any sort of these applications in the current way we do it, so much money is wasted. There are so many fees that are paid to these third parties that execute these contracts for you, and also not everyone is able to participate. So when it comes to decentralized finance, it first off makes it cheaper for the user because there is no middleman or third party, and also it makes it more easily accessible to people. And then maybe the best thing is that it's transparent. There's no one hiding anything. It's out in the open. So it's just overall makes a lot more sense. But of course, we can't just jump into this technology yet. It's still a new technology. We need to make sure that it is safe, that it works. As we all know, in the past, Ethereum had a smart contract that was called the Decentralized Autonomous Organization, which was a way similar to this approach of DeFi, where you don't have a third party helping you execute contracts. And we know that that contract was hacked. So that's a big problem right now that projects like Ethereum are working on. And this concept, this idea of decentralized finance that I just told you about, right now, Ethereum has $1 billion locked into decentralized finance contracts. So this is a big, big thing a lot of people are talking about. This came out of nowhere. No one was really paying attention to decentralized finance. But now we see that although I wouldn't say we're at any point in time where these are successful, Ethereum is leading in this field of decentralized finance, $1 billion locked in. So we talked about, again, Tezos, Ethereum. they're doing something. They're actually, they're doing it. Maybe it's not the best, maybe it's not perfect, but they're actually doing something, which is better than 99% of the other smart contract projects. Another one I used to be excited about, and I'm not anymore, I know a lot of people are still excited about it, is Cardano. Cardano, their creator, Charles Hodgkinson, if I pronounce that right, he's very respected in the crypto community. And on their website, they mention that they're also a smart contract platform for also building decentralized applications. And they claim that they are the first blockchain platform to evolve out of a scientific philosophy and a research first driven approach. Sounds great, right? 2017, I read that. Sounds great. Everything I read in 2017 sounded great. Everyone was promising the moon. They were promising this and they were promising that. But 2020, Cardano is still pretty much in a test net. They have not launched anything. I guess they're trying to wait to be perfect. They have this scientific philosophy and approach, but they have not released anything. People are still holding on to this token with the hopes of them doing something. It's really a lottery pick. I mean, the truth is, everything in cryptocurrency is technically a lottery pick. But when you're talking about these projects such as Cardano or some of these other ones that we hear about a lot, but they're not in the news so much anymore, EOS, and what about Neo? Neo, they once said, was the blockchain of China. What happened to Neo? It's dropped down the list. No news coming out of them actually producing any smart contract projects or applications. Charles Hodgkinson, it's so hard for me to say this name, the creator of Ethereum, he just announced recently, February 1st, Cardano will become the most decentralized cryptocurrency in the world. I think he doesn't realize that the time of saying things no longer flies. If he said something like this in 2017 or even 2018, this would have made Cardano just shoot up in the day 10% or 20%, but we're no longer at that point. White paper doesn't cut it anymore. Promises don't cut it anymore. Right now in the crypto space, only action matters. And then the king of not taking action, but marketing, is Tron, another project people were excited about, and maybe they're still excited about today. Same thing. I think when it comes to all the cryptocurrency projects out there, out of whatever there is now, 2,000 or 3,000, Tron is probably number one when it comes to marketing. They're just good all around. It's a nice design on the website. Justin Sun, their founder, he's just, he's everywhere on the news. And he won a bid actually to sit down for lunch with Warren Buffett. And he was apparently going to try to convince him about cryptocurrency and invite people. And then out of nowhere, he canceled. He said he was sick. But no one really believes that he was sick. It's just the whole marketing scheme. He's always in the news. He's doing things. And then just recently, and this is a little disappointing, just as soon as Kobe Bryant died, Justin Sun, he sent out this whole post about how Kobe Bryant was at a Tron conference in the past, which they paid Kobe for. It doesn't mean Kobe Bryant believed in the project. And he was pretty much trying to use the death of Kobe Bryant to his advantage. And people were not happy about this. So Justin Sun, again, the king of marketing. Marketing, talk, but no action. So we went over those projects, and there are actually too many projects for me to talk about even more. So when I ask which blockchain 2.0 project will succeed, right off the bat, we can just assume that 90% or even more of them will not succeed. I just went over the most popular ones, and even out of the most popular ones, it seems that only two are doing anything at the moment, Tezos and Ethereum. And I might be missing. Maybe if there is a project out there I don't know about that is in the works, and I don't mean they have an application. I mean they have an application that is actually solving a problem, or they have an application that has many users on the network. If you know a project like that, please let me know in the comments below. Now this is blockchain 2.0, right? Bitcoin is blockchain 1.0. It doesn't build these fancy smart contracts. It only has one killer app, and its killer app is money, and it's achieved that. It's achieved a store of value, and we've seen that over the years, every year, the low point of the year is higher and higher, and people actually use Bitcoin. The network is the largest in the world, but again, this is blockchain 1.0. This is simply for payments. People out there, they assume that Bitcoin has no smart contract functioning capability, but it actually does. It's super limited. A lot of Bitcoin maximalists out there, they say, no, just right now it's limited, but one day it'll get better. I'm not quite sure about that. Right now it's very limited. It has pretty much its one use case as being a store of value. There's some applications built on top of it. Nothing big, such as like a multi-signature wallet or maybe the Lightning Network. Very small things, but this whole field of decentralized finance, smart contracts, it's open. There are so many opportunities, but the question is, which one will succeed? So Ethereum already has that mover advantage from the beginning. They were the first to do it. They actually have applications they have put out there. Again, we saw over time they couldn't scale. And now we're seeing Tezos actually doing work. No longer talking, but actually having something in place, something that people can actually use. Now, when it comes down to asking which cryptocurrency blockchain 2.0 project will succeed, the first answer is that 99% of them won't succeed. And I guess that's pretty obvious. Now, in my opinion, at the moment, again, no one has a crystal ball, no one can tell, but just based off of what we're seeing at the moment, it seems that Tezos and Ethereum are way in the lead. And not only because they have released actual products that people can use, but also their communities are very large. Super, super important in any crypto project. It's all about the developers and the community. So Ethereum, I guess, probably does have the largest community, which again gives it a huge advantage. So you're asking yourself, what do I do? Do I invest in Ethereum, Cardano, Neo, EOS, Tezos, Tron, all these projects? What do I do? I don't have an answer for you. This is not a financial channel that gives financial advice. It's up to you. I just wanted to point out to you that at the moment, Tezos and Ethereum seem to be the only blockchain 2.0 projects that are actually putting products out there rather than just making these blank, empty promises. I hope that you found value in today's video, and if you like content similar to this, I want you right now to go down below and subscribe to the channel. I really will appreciate it. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.